Welcome to the Sanford Contractors Pregame Show, only on the NFHS Network.
Justin Gaines from First Bank. Justin, how are you?
Very well, thank you. A little bit chilly tonight.
It is a little chilly, and it's going to get colder as the night goes on, but it's a great night for football, right?
Absolutely. I hope we see a great game.
I wouldn't expect anything less. The last 5 years, Lee County, people forget they've dropped this game to Southern 3 times. Now, they're on a 2-game winning streak, but Southern's looking to right the ship and save a share of the conference title. It'll be fun tonight. So, as always, First Bank has been a huge supporter of our broadcast and of high school sports in general throughout Lee County. Tell us a little bit more about your organization.
You know, First Bank's headquartered in Southern Pines, North Carolina, so 25 miles down the road. We are the largest community bank in the state. We are very involved in our communities, very involved with Sanford and Lee County, the local sports teams, civic organizations, and nonprofits. We love our small business guys and all of the people in the community. We're here to serve them.
All right, very good. Now, you have a bit of a football background yourself.
Well, I had season tickets for East Carolina football for a number of years. We were talking about that earlier. I had the pleasure of seeing Chris Johnson run his 4.240.
Woof. Ooh, there's some fast guys on the field tonight, but I don't know if anybody's going to run a 4.2. That must have been fun, though, to see Chris Johnson all the way back then.
It was really amazing. It's a different perspective when you're there in person versus on the TV.
All right, very good. Well, thanks once again. And, this will be the last game of the regular season for both these teams, but both of these teams hoping to get into the postseason. So our work continues, and we look forward to following both schools as the rest of the season rolls on. Justin, thanks again.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
We'll see you next week.
Very good.
Being good at what you do takes commitment. At Sanford Contractors, we've been committed for 50 years, committed to high-quality construction services and trusted partner relationships. We started in 1969 and through smart and consistent growth, now offer our partners more services than ever before in bridge construction, commercial building, site development, and utility construction. Sanford Contractors, building with trust for 50 years. Learn more at sanfordcontractors.com.
New Image Media presents the NFHS Game of the Week. Brought to you by Crossroads Ford. Big city deals from a dealer with a hometown feel.
It's my favorite time of the year. Football is back. I would like to personally invite you to come down for your next new or pre-owned vehicle purchase. With one of the largest new and pre-owned inventories in the area, come see us today for discounts that the competition simply can't match or beat. If you drive in Sanford, why not buy in Sanford? Come see me, the deal maker. Come and get that big town deal with that small town feel right here at Crossroads Ford in Sanford.
Welcome to Paul B. Gay Stadium in Sanford, North Carolina for the first round of the North Carolina 3AA playoffs.
How exciting.
This is what it's all about. This is what it's all about. A year's worth of football, 11-0 for the Lee County Yellow Jackets, and home throughout the playoffs starts right now with Eastern Guilford. What are we looking at tonight, Dave?
Eastern Guilford runs a very balanced offense. They run the ball pretty well. They throw the ball pretty well. Their junior quarterback there has thrown for a little bit over 1,800 yards on the season. Their junior running back, number 20, Hezekiah Newby, has rushed for 835 yards with 8 touchdowns, averaging about 90 yards a game. So very balanced offense. It'll be interesting to see. Defensively, they play pretty sound on some of the film I watched. So some playmakers on that side. They like to come get the quarterback, get the ball in the backfield. So should be a pretty fun ball game to watch.
All right, this Eastern Guilford defense led by Xavion Oaks, senior defensive lineman, double-digit sack guy. They're going to have their hands full tonight.
Absolutely.
Ordinarily, Lee County is a team that strives for balance. Tonight, on a cold, windy, wet night, I put the over-under on forward passes at 4.5.
Yeah.
You think that's a little conservative? I think Lee County will run this ball until Eastern Guilford shows that they can stop them. Led, of course, by senior tailback A.J. Bullware. Colin Johnson, the starting quarterback for the Lee County Yellow Jackets, comes in as a senior, 34-2. As a starter in his career.
That's insane.
It is
That
insane.
is insane.
And Lee County looking to avenge an early exit from the playoffs in each of the last couple years. particularly last year when they got a tough draw
by Dudley
and went out in round 1 to Dudley. Lee County looking to make a statement. The entire county of Lee got their eyes on this team tonight, and everything that happened through the regular season has become the ordinary. 11-0 through the regular season. We've seen that the last 3 years out of Lee County. Nobody's impressed anymore. They've got to get it done in a big way in the playoffs. Coming off back-to-back really statement games. First of all, with the blowout win against Western Harnett 2 weeks ago. Last week, they really made a statement and put it on a very good Southern Lee team, a playoff team, and really just blew their doors off 44-0. Lee County seems to be peaking at just the right time. We'll see if they can keep it going tonight. I'm excited. It is cold.
It's
cold
playoff football
tonight.
weather, baby.
And this field is going to be a hot mess by the end of the night. I'm interested to see how it holds up. We'll be back after these messages. This has been the Sanford Contractors pregame show. I'm Chris Delambert. This is Nate Cochrane. We'll be your tour guides through this little adventure tonight as Lee County plays host to the Eastern Guilford Wildcats in the first round of the North Carolina 3AA playoffs. We'll see you on the other side of the break.
Guys, it's back!
Inline skating.
Rock and roll hair?
Calling this thing a pound sign instead of a hashtag? No, the sensation is back at Zaxby's.
The Zensation Salad is back, and introducing the new Zensation Filet Sandwich Meal with hand-breaded chicken, Asian slaw, wonton strips, and citrus vinaigrette, both served with an egg roll. The Zensation Salad and Filet Sandwich Meal, only at Zaxby's.
All right, welcome back. Chris Delambert, Nathan Cochrane on the call. Lee County has won the toss and elected to defer, so they'll put that Eastern Guilford offense out there first. Lee County about to charge through the tunnel of bodies on the left end of the field. Sparse crowd tonight, a little disappointing, but understandable.
With the cold and the rain, and I get it.
Do we have a game time temperature check? I'm going to say it's about 27 degrees right now.
Oh, I'm saying 36.
36?
36.
That's
you going
that's optimistic.
Feel with the dew point, or are you feeling? I mean,
I didn't give it that much thought, Nate. I really didn't.
I think my phone is incorrect. It's saying 45, and I'm calling
it. It is not 45.
I'm saying weather bug's not right.
It is not 45 degrees, and the wind is whistling through here, and it's only going to get colder as the night goes on. I think you'll see a lot of running from both of these teams tonight.
And the chance of rain will really put this game onto the ground, will really make both teams grind it out. You know, rain does a really tricky thing to the ball to begin with. Then you throw in the cold and the rain, and hands start going numb for quarterbacks and receivers, and you get into a lot of dynamics there. So,
all right. Little gamesmanship by Eastern Guilford, who waited for Lee County to clear the field before they ran out. It's interesting.
It's not your normal procedure.
No, and I tell you that, you know, we talked pregame between the two of us. This is a game tonight that you'd almost rather be a 2 seed.
Absolutely.
You don't want to be the 1 seed because there's so much pressure not to lose to a 16 seed. And Eastern Guilford on the road in a game that surely nobody across the state expects them to win can really let it all hang out. And they've got athletes. You can see they passed the eye test getting off the bus. They've got some great big offensive linemen.
Good gracious, they look good.
Junior quarterback Carnell Smith, 6'4", 200 pounds. That's a good size high school quarterback.
And he likes to run the ball too, so we might have a little bit of
problems.
Cam Newton issues here tonight.
Minus the headwear. The guy that I am most interested to see tonight is number 73 for the Wildcats, Jason Royster. They list him at 6'3", 290.
That number's not there,
nope,
brother.
Sir.
That brother's not even close.
He was 290 in the 8th grade.
Lee County lining up in their traditional kickoff, looking like we're going to have a squib, but you never know with this Yellow Jacket squad here.
All right, Trey Underwood, the 4th all-time leading scorer in North Carolina history.
Get out of here.
Yes, sir. He moved into 4th place last week in kicking points.
There's the
ball's
onside.
Loose, and looks like the Wildcats have fallen on it. They'll take over 1st and 10 in Lee County territory. Ball set down at the 48-yard line. And we'll see what the Cats have to throw with this Yellow Jacket defense. Of course, led by number 10, the UNC recruit, #1 player in the state of North Carolina, number 10, Desmond Evans. 6'7", about 240 coming off the right end.
I'll be honest, though, Chris, Desmond Evans is not my favorite player on this defense. Our man DDP has had a motor all year. I love that young man. He's so much fun to watch.
Number 50, DeAndre Prince, who's part of that Jacket swarm, takes ball carrier down after a gain of 4, 2nd and 6 coming up. Yeah, there's stars all over this defense.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Larry Baldwin, number 5, the middle linebacker, will be a part of everything that goes on here.
Plays about as downhill as it gets as an inside linebacker. That boy is on the head hunt every time he gets the ball.
Look at the throws. Got a man across the middle.
We had an RPO.
The RPO all the way down to the 20 on the play, and Eastern Guilford is threatening here.
The linebackers for Lee County bid in on the RPO on the handoff there, picked off on a quick post route from the Wildcats. So moving the ball pretty quick here. If this Wildcats has a chance, they definitely need to put points up quick.
All right, the run is up the middle, gets positive yardage. Ezekiel Newby, number 20, carrying the laundry.
A young man's averaging 90-plus a ball game on the ground, so definitely one to watch.
Eastern Guilford is in the Remax red zone. All right, pulls it out of there and can't find a man as the receiver got tied up with the defender, and that'll bring us our first 3rd down of the night, 3rd and 7 inside the 20. Eastern Guilford.
Now, I forgot to look. Does Eastern Guilford have a kicking game?
Just about to ask that question, Nate. That's your one job, buddy.
I know. I'm failing on it today. I apologize.
All right, Smith from the gun, 4 wideouts. Ooh, Newby in the backfield. Fakes the hand. Smith is going to keep, picks his way through, got the first down, is down inside the 10, all the way down to the 7. Smith called his own number there and then just sort of hid behind his lineman. And those are some big guys easy to hide behind.
Number 32 from the Wildcats, Mr. Luke Stanley is their kicker, and he's a defensive back. He's 25 for 29 PATs, and he's kicked a 35-yarder just long for the year.
First and goal. Hand is to Newby. He's around the right side. Going to be stopped.
Going nowhere.
Ball's out. And the Jackets have it on the return.
You know, Chris, sometimes you talk about your defense. You talk about you want them to bend, but you don't want them to break. That's exactly what the Yellow Jackets did right then.
Well, Jaden Marshall makes the play, stops Eastern Guilford dead in their tracks. And the return has the Jackets set up at their own 19, 1st and 10. Huge momentum swing early in the ballgame.
It's a tough break for the Wildcats. Great defensive play there by the Yellow Jackets.
Johnson hands to Bulware. Bulware trying to find space, goes over top of a tackler, gets about 4 on the play. We said in the pregame, Colin Johnson, number 3, the senior quarterback for Lee County, one of the most impressive resumes you ever want to see, in particular if you're talking about regular season. 34-2 as a starter. Johnson looking for the screen, looking for Tyreek McKendall, and that's an incompletion. That one never materialized, looking for the screen.
This defensive line of the Wildcats is really getting the ball pretty quick, really got in the face of Colin Johnson for that tunnel that never quite came to fruition the way it should.
Zevion Oaks, number 22, lined up at right end, is a disruptor for this Wildcat defense. There's a free 5 for the Jackets. That'll bring up 3rd and short.
Flag on the field.
So speaking of Colin Johnson's record, 34-2, however, 33 of those wins are regular season wins, which means he's got a losing record in the playoffs.
Ooh.
And that's the thing that he wants to move past this year. This is a senior-laden Jacket team. This is a year for them to make a run deep into the playoffs.
So are you telling me he has never lost a regular season ball game?
Never, sir.
Wow, as a varsity quarterback.
33-0 as a varsity quarterback. Bulware with the carries, got the first down, trying to bounce it outside. Will not, but needed 1, got 2, and that's a Yellow Jacket first down.
Good patience there shown by number 4, A.J. Bulware. The hole wasn't there. The Wildcats defense did a good job clogging up the A-gap where he was intending to go. He just kept riding his big guys up front until he found an opening. Got just enough for the first down. That's a good play there by number 4, A.J. Bulware.
Yeah, Nate, the rain is upon us. There's a mist in the air. All right, Johnson takes.
It's
Hands to Bulwer again. Bulwer up the middle.
There we go.
Going to get about 4. And in the first round game against Dudley this year, this is what the Jackets were not able to do.
Mm-hmm.
They were not able to run the ball on the interior, and it forced them out of their game plan. 3 or 4 yards a pop running that belly play they'll take all the time, and it'll open up chances for Bulwer on the edges. Pressure shown by the Wildcats. Bulwer again going to get a couple.
Gosh, this front group from the
35
Wildcats is good.
They're good.
They're getting off the ball quick, making this Lee County offensive line not looking so great.
All right. Ball spotted at the 37. 3rd and 4 coming up. Big play for the Jackets. Bulwer checks out of the game. Larry Baldwin, the starting middle linebacker, is in at tailback, and he gives a little bit of a change of pace.
We're in double stack formation here, but it's a tight stack there, Chris.
They like to block with the receivers out of this formation and have them kind of peel back. They're going to run Baldwin up the middle. He's got the first down, needed 4, got about 5, and that's another Yellow Jacket first down. All right, Yellow Jackets on the move, and they'll do this all night if Eastern Guilford will let them.
Absolutely.
But from this stack formation, one of the things the Jackets like to do is block down with their receivers and run to the outside of them, which is an interesting look and not something you expect out of a 4-wide set.
But they found success in it throughout the year, so don't be surprised if we see some outside reads here.
All right, Johnson puts the ball on the ground and is able to get back to it.
Good play by Mr. Johnson. There was nothing but Wildcats around him to get that ball. So good heads-up play by senior quarterback. Get that ball, get to the ground.
Well, and Lane Connie, with the heads-up play, wrapped Johnson up and was trying to keep him from getting back to that ball. Johnson fought through it. Now you got 2nd and long, 2nd and 17 coming up. Look for number 2, Tyreek McKendall, who's at the bottom of the screen, lined up wide.
Back in a doubles formation, but an inverted formation.
They're going to bring him in motion. Johnson takes a snap, pitches to Baldwin. Baldwin looking for some space. Gets about 5, 3rd and long coming up. Bulwer back into the game.
And as you mentioned earlier, that mist is starting to turn into a light horizontal rain. That could really play a key in the passing game for both the Jackets and the Wildcats as this game progresses and that rainstorm rolls in.
All right, McKendall lined up wide to the right at the bottom of the screen. When they're on that far hash from him, it's a good spot for tunnel. Fakes looking down the field. Got nobody. Now Johnson's going to run.
No,
Johnson has the first down. Big run by Colin Johnson. He's down the sideline, inside the 20, inside the 10, and knocked out at the 7-yard line. No flags.
You know, you talked about on the coaches show Monday night, Colin Johnson always thought himself as a dual threat quarterback. And there
when nobody else
he
did.
Is showing it.
Colin Johnson with a money play all the way down to the 7-yard line.
Senior quarterback taking over the ball game. He says, Chris, I don't need to throw the ball. I'm good.
And he would say that, too.
Oh, absolutely he would.
All right, Johnson hands to Bulwer. Bulwer picking his way through.
In.
Touchdown, Jackets. And after it looked like Eastern Guilford was going to walk in and take the lead to start this game, the Jackets come back with a decisive drive.
Good series put together by the Yellow Jackets. He had that one bad play with a fumble recovery and marched him back a little bit. Recovered. Good series by the Yellow Jackets. Ate some time off the clock.
Trey Underwood in to add the extra point.
4th all-time.
Hold us down. Kick is up. Kick is good. And Underwood extends to that career total of his.
So I'm going to ask a hard question here. Have you looked to see what the difference is between number 4 and number 3? No idea. I haven't looked either.
6:36 left in the first quarter. We'll take a quick break and be back with the kickoff. Lee County up 7-0 early on Eastern Guilford.
The right tech can move you. The best tech can move the world. De-stress your drive with the all-new 2019 Nissan Altima. impossibly smart.
All right, welcome back to Sanford, North Carolina. Lee County with the early touchdown. 5.5 minutes gone in the first quarter. Jackets 7, Wildcats 0.
Still early, but a good series put together. Good defensive stand by the Jackets. Turn around, march the ball down the field. You had one incomplete pass. The rest was on the ground.
Underwood going to let it rip. Big high spinner. And that bounces at the 20. Funny little bounce. Ball's loose, and it's out.
Ball.
And the Jackets have got that thing.
Oh.
See, as they unpile, if the Wildcats got back on that, they bought themselves a real ball. Oh, they did, and they bought a break.
Ooh. That sure didn't look that way from up here. But
well, Coach, that's the one you call all the time. Drop it right between
that's right.
the two lines of return men.
And make them go make a play.
And Lee County almost with a big play, but Eastern Guilford dodges a bullet, and they'll run their offense out there. 4 wideouts.
Lee County still puts them back there pretty deep, though. It looks like they're on about the 24, 23-yard line. So still overall pretty good field position for them.
All right, a different look now. 3 wide left. They send a man in motion. Fake. Smith calling his own number again. Chase down from behind. Great play by Desmond Evans there as he walked down the up. I gave it to the wrong guy.
It was
I should have known.
Come
DeAndre
on
Dingle Prince running him down.
Coming in from the defensive tackle position. Make that play from behind. This quarterback, though, Kamel Smith from the Wildcats, looking very comfortable running the ball.
All right, pulls it out, throws. Ooh. Jackson Lamb lurking there, almost got the pick.
If that ball's hit in stride, though, that young man had some room to roll. Lee County's going to have to make sure they're not giving inside leverage all night to the receivers of the Wildcats.
All right. Kamel Smith, the junior quarterback, facing a challenge here, 3rd and 6. Eastern Guilford needs a play. 2 backs in the backfield. 3-man front shown by the Jackets. And might have jumped, didn't get the call, though. And that Jacket defense is going to stack the ball carrier up 2 yards short of the first down. Big decision coming here for the Eastern Guilford staff.
I'm not seeing a whole lot of movement on that sideline at this moment.
All right, 4th and a long 1 for the Wildcats.
4th and 1 for Eastern Guilford.
We're looking at a double back formation again, double receivers on the short side of the field.
And here they go, right up the middle.
I'd say he's there.
And has it by a foot or so. That'll be a Wildcat first down.
That was just an inside zone read right there. Quarterback, Mr. Smith there, had a pre-snap read, didn't like the coverage that he had. Hand the ball off for inside zone, get a first down. Looks like the implementation of a tight end here.
All right, the hand is to the right, cuts it back, and gets a little space. Positive yardage where it looked pretty rough there to start. That's Ezekiel Newby again with the carry. Gain of 4, 2nd and 6 coming up for the Wildcats.
The tight end formation here from the Wildcats. 2 receivers on the wide side of the field.
Under pressure, gets rid of it late, has a man, gets a toe down just short of the first down. Nice catch on the play.
Oh, 3rd and inches here, Chris. This Wildcat offense is really wanting to roll. They're running a no huddle. They're getting these plays in, getting substitutions in pretty quick.
Well, and it's interesting because most of these teams that run at this sort of pace, you see the same formation over and over again.
Yep.
This is a lot of multiple looks from the Wildcats so far. They've probably shown us 7 or 8 different formations.
It'll be interesting to see if some of that is window dressing, if they show, you know, if they end up having 5, 6 plays out of different formations, or if they really have a thick playbook, Chris.
All right. They did give him the first down. That was a kind spot. DDP with the tackle for loss. Smith kept it. Probably should have given it up. DeAndre Dingle-Prince headed to App State.
Good for him. Oh, gosh, that's so exciting. You know, growing up, I was never a Mountaineer fan, really, but the more I watch them, the more I like that team.
It's hard not to like
Gosh,
App State.
it's hard.
All right, Smith fakes. Now he's rolling left now. Nowhere to go.
Should have pitched that one. He had his running back there. Good pitch relation. Probably should have let go of that one.
Taken down by a group of Jackets, led by Larry Baldwin. 3rd and long coming up, 3rd and 13, and this is the situation you don't want to find yourself in if you're a Wildcat fan. This pass rush with those ears pinned back is nothing nice. Desmond Evans, number 10, lined up on the right side as the end. Runs a stunt, coming up the middle, chases Smith out. He's got space.
He's got room.
And nice open field tackle.
Looking like it's going to be about 4th
Darion
and 4
Jennings,
here.
the freshman linebacker, JoJo Jennings.
What a play by a freshman.
Let me tell you,
field.
Nate, this young man started the season at linebacker and has just really come into his own as the years gone on. That's a guy to remember 3 years from now.
Watch out, Clemson.
All right, 4th and 4. Wildcats at midfield. Quick kick. And nicely done. That thing is going to die off. Just rolls into the end zone. Lee County catches a break. Nice call from Eastern Guilford there. And 1st and 10 at the 20 after the touchback for the Jackets, looking to add to this 7-0 lead. 2:11 left in the first quarter. Thankfully, Nate, for everybody in attendance, there has not been a lot of passing, which means no incompletions, which means we are plowing through this game, and I think everybody's a fan of that.
That's right. Looking at these Yellow Jacket fans and the Wildcat fans across, you're not seeing a whole lot of face or a whole lot of skin right now.
No,
seeing a whole lot of protection from the elements. That's the way playoff football is supposed to be.
All right, 4 wideouts in the game. Johnson hands to Bulwer. Nothing there. Nowhere. Nice play by that defensive front of the Wildcats.
This Bearcat team coming in at 6-5, led by head coach Tony Aguilar. This defense is looking pretty stout, Chris. I'm liking it. I am liking it.
Well, you know, football coaches speak in praise.
Oh, yeah.
When they're talking about their opponent. And I talked to Coach Perdue a couple of times this week, and he told me they had athletes. Big guys that can run. Oh, Bulwer, nothing there. Fights, drags a tackler, gets a couple on the play. 3rd and long coming up.
I had a college coach once, Chris, that told me, you never want to say something that's going to end up on a bulletin board of someone else.
Well, I look at it a little bit differently. When you talk about opponents, coaches are never going to say negative things. But then when they talk about their own players, they never have anything good to say.
No.
It's always something we can work on. All right, Johnson, 3rd and 7. Last time there was a 3rd down. Colin Johnson did it himself. Big play. This time to Tyreek McKendall. Takes the pitch, has a lane, and tripped up. And I think on a cleaner field on a warmer day,
might be there.
He can cut that thing upfield, but the footing's horrible out here. Couldn't change direction. It's taken down. Leaves 4th and 5, and the punt unit is on the field for the Jackets.
We got 2 back for the Wildcats. Looks like a safe formation.
Underwood puts a boot in it. Nice hanging kick.
Good boot.
And taken at the 45-yard line. Fights through, gets 7 on the return.
Looks like it'll be 1st and 10 for the Wildcats on Lee County's 49-yard line. So already in the Yellow Jacket territory.
Good field position all night for the Wildcats, but in the end, they haven't been able to punch anything in. All right, Kamel Smith.
36 seconds left in the first quarter here. Be interesting to see one play and flip sides.
Hands to Newby.
Oh,
nice block on the interior there. Newby fights through. Going to be close to a 1st down, just short. 2nd and short coming up, and that will maybe run us to the end of the quarter. Eastern Guilford can pick their poison here, run a play or not. 19 seconds left in the quarter. Clock continues to run.
Looks like they're going to go for it. Try to get one more in.
All right.
We got
3 wideouts all to the right. Newby, nowhere to go.
He's not going to
wrapped
get
up
anywhere
and taken down
like
by DDP.
He's not going to get anywhere dancing like that with Mr. DDP coming at him.
Got to put your foot in the ground and go, young man.
Yeah, you got to get
that
vertical.
Will bring us to the end of the first quarter. Lee County 7, Eastern Guilford 0. we'll see you on the other side of the break with the beginning of the second quarter.
That's right.
Being good at what you do takes commitment. At Sanford Contractors, we've been committed for 50 years, committed to high-quality construction services and trusted partner relationships. We started in 1969 and through smart and consistent growth, now offer our partners more services than ever before in bridge construction, commercial building, site development, and utility construction. Sanford Contractors, building with trust for 50 years. Learn more at sanfordcontractors.com.
You are watching the NFHS Championship Football, brought to you by Crossroads Ford of Sanford. Big city deals with a hometown field. This is the game of the week, Chris, for all the NFHS networks. I mean, how awesome is that?
We have been on the tip of the spear for the NFHS network all year. 5 or 6 times we've had the game of the week for the state. A lot of attention on this Lee County team as the year is wound on. Not only getting it done on the field, but recruit after recruit after recruit coming out of this program. I think we hit on all of the Division I guys thus far, except for Jaden Chalmers, who's lined up on the near side here at receiver, or excuse me, at corner. He'll be playing for the UNC Tar Heels next year. Ooh, almost picked by Big Dez Evans. You know, and we saw that Evans, one of the weaknesses in his game is his hands. However, what we haven't seen, and it just dawned on me, we haven't seen him in there as a receiver much in the last month.
I wasn't here last week. I do apologize for that. Don Clayton did a phenomenal job, better than I could ever do.
Oh,
but you're right.
4th and 5
We haven't seen
up.
a lot.
Oh
boy.
Snap is dropped, and that's a disaster.
Oh, this
Smith
is bad.
can't get out of that. That's going to leave him well short of the line of scrimmage and the line to gain. That's a turnover, and the Jackets have it in great field position, set up at the 46-yard line. Yeah, appreciate Don Clayton subbing in for you.
Yeah, did a great job.
That was like old times when Don used to do Southern Lee Road games with us.
I watched it Tuesday morning, and I was impressed with the man.
Don is a character. All right, Colin Johnson, 4 wideouts, A.J. Bullware in at the tailback position. Snap is to Johnson. Looking for the screen, has Tyreek McKendall. And dancing around a little bit. The defense gets to him, picks up 3 on the play. Same advice we gave to Newbie. Put a foot in the ground and go.
Get vertical. That's right. That's what you got to do there. Your blockers are getting there. You got to give them time to get there. Part of that, with that going to the wide side, some of that time is going to be eaten up by the throw, but then you got to get your foot in the dirt and go.
All right, Johnson hands to Bullware. Bullware got space.
He's gone.
Touchdown, Jackets. A.J. Bullware, 51 yards on the run. That's your guy.
That's how you get to 2,000 on the season. He's not quite there, but that young man is knocking on the door.
A.J. Bullware, who has dealt with injuries on and off most of this season, looking pretty healthy right there. You give him a step, and he will hurt you. And Eastern Guilford just learned that the hard way. 13-0, 11:15 to go in the half. Trey Underwood on to add the extra point. Hold is down, kick is up, kick is good. And the Jackets are up 14-0.
Just like that.
Eastern Guilford's got to answer. This could get out of hand on a cold, rainy night in Sanford, North Carolina. We'll be back with the kick. You're watching the NFHS Game of the Week.
Pentair, empowering people to move water, improve water, enjoy water, so that people can live their best, healthiest lives. Lives with purpose, lives with enjoyment, lives that flourish, lives with hope. Because at Pentair, we're not just about better water. We're about better life. Pentair, bringing water to life, for life.
All right, welcome back to the NFHS Game of the Week, brought to you by Crossroads Ford of Sanford. All right, Underwood lined up. Nate, I guarantee you're not getting 2 straight kickoffs in a row. This one's going to be something wonky.
You want to take that bet?
Here we go.
I bet he's putting it on the 30.
Yeah, he's going to kick it as far as he can
he's
kick
going
it.
deep.
All right, taking inside the 10. Returner with the head of Steve.
Oh,
nice
good
play by
play.
Chalmers.
Watch out, Matt
Christian
Brown.
Smitherman thought he had some room to run.
Oh, boy.
Jaden Chalmers showing he'll do everything on a football field.
Where was that last night for Mac Brown against Pitt? I'm telling you, look at that. Great open field play by Mr. Jaden Chalmers.
All right. Wildcats set up right at the 20-yard line. 1st and 10. They need an answer here. Down 14-0 early. Kamel Smith, the junior quarterback, takes a snap. Going to keep it himself after the fake to Newby. And picking his way
It's about
as
six.
about 6. 2nd and 4 coming up. He's a very patient runner, but he's shown that once he gets into space, he can kick it into 5th gear.
Coming in at 6'4", 200. We haven't seen him lower his shoulder and plow somebody yet, but I imagine at some point in time it's going to come.
All right, flag on the play.
We got an illegal procedure, I bet.
Well, I didn't see anybody from the defense get into the neutral zone, so there's something. Oh, no. There's offside.
Well,
somebody had to have lined up offside.
Yeah, it must have been. Someone's helmet must have been in it. Oh, Terry. Well, that'll give the Wildcats a 1st down. Give it to them the easy way. Wildcats sticking in that tight end formation.
Smith hands. There we go. Fakes. Has a man across the middle.
What a good RPO
Guilford
there.
County, Lee County territory, set up at the 48. Smith fakes. Now there's the shoulder.
There it is. That's what we were talking about
There's
earlier.
the shoulder you were looking for. Little technical difficulty, but
we're back. We're alive.
Superstar director Tim Kopis flying to the rescue. 2nd and 6 coming up for the Wildcats. And
oh, it looked like
that's offsides again by the Jackets. So 2nd and a yard. No,
false start.
We're wrong both times. This is
They need to They need
0
to
for
fire
2.
us. Holy cow!
All right, so going to back them up. 2nd and 11 coming up, and that spot is wrong. There you go. We're gonna move it back 2 yards. Your math is broken there, sir.
Zebra Crew's cold too. You know, those fingers
man,
start losing touch, and it's hard, man.
For those guys tonight. All right. Smith takes a snap. Pressure coming from the Jackets. Pulls it down and throws behind his receiver. Had a man looking for Smitherman. Smitherman, no chance to change direction and go back to that football. 3rd and 11 coming up, and once again this Jacket pass rush will be looking to get home.
Smitherman, if you watch though, he tried to plant and get back to the ball, and he slid about 2.5 yards. That tells you anything about the field conditions here tonight.
Right, here it goes. Oh, a draw play run, and that's not going anywhere near enough for the Wildcats.
4th and 8 here.
4th and 8. Last time we saw down and distance like this in this sort of field position, we saw the quick kick. Newby in at tailback, checking his wrist, which is telltale. It's not a quick kick coming. 3 wideouts right, 1 to the left, and there's an offsides by Baldwin, which is going to make this a little bit easier. 4th and 3 after the penalties walked off. Baldwin a little too anxious. So, Nate, I need to ask, do you think there's any chance that we're going to see somebody rip a player's helmet off and try to hit him with it tonight?
You know, I was talking to my Vegas bookie today, and I absolutely put money on it. I think it's going to happen at every ball game in America tonight.
Oh, I hope not.
Oh, gosh, me too.
You know, in all my life,
I don't have a Vegas bookie, by the way.
47 years, I have never seen
that was a first.
Somebody try to wield a helmet as a weapon. All right.
I have
Damon
seen
Coleman
it in
on the run. He's got the first.
Oh, he's there.
He's got the first down near the 35-yard line. 1st and 10 Wildcats. 9:07 left in the half. And this missed rain. What do you call this?
Nasty.
Has it gotten to rain yet, or is it just mist? I don't even know. It's blowing across there. That wind's got to be coming in at 20 miles an hour.
If you look at the American flag, it is fairly in its exact position that it's supposed to. So.
Know that you can tell from your screen, but the wind is in the face of the Wildcats, and this game is breaking down right now. Timeout Jackets, they need to get it together.
They need to talk about
it. This game's getting ugly. I think the weather's getting into some of these kids' heads. We'll take a quick break while they talk about it. You're watching the NFHS Game of the Week. We'll see you on the other side of the break.
90 years ago, First Bank was founded. You know First Bank, the one where you are greeted by name, the one dedicated to the community, and the one born in the heart of the Carolinas.
We help our customers to realize their dreams by providing financial solutions and building trusted relationships. Hi, I'm David Fashee, and we are First Bank.
Welcome back to the NFHS Championship Game of the Week, brought to you by Crossroads Ford of Sanford. So, while we're in this timeout, we alluded to the Myles Garrett.
Oh, what a catastrophe.
Faux pas.
What a catastrophe.
What do you think the length of that suspension ought to look like?
I think it should be a 2-year suspension.
Wow.
And I think Mason Rudolph should have the rest of the season off. Because he
should have the rest of the season off.
I think he should spend some time at home.
Right.
Think about his life
Kamel
choices.
Smith with the fake hands. That's something you don't see often. Fakes to one back, hands to the other, and picks up about half of what they needed. Second and a long 5 coming up.
You know, my dad always taught me don't show up to a gunfight with a knife. You don't go after Myles Garrett with no helmet when he has it in his hand. Just my opinion. Second and 6 here.
3 wideouts, 2 backs in the backfield now for the Wildcats. Fakes to Coleman, hands to Newby.
There it is again.
And they're going to keep running that until Lee County adjusts to it. Picks up about 4 on the play. 3rd and short coming up for the Wildcats. Dalmas Jennings with the tackle. He's one of the Yellow Jackets that's been banged up this year. There's been a couple of guys that have spent a significant time dinged up. One of the underrated members of this defense. Oh, nothing going
nowhere.
There. Coleman gets the handoff and is dropped in the backfield.
By none other than DDP.
Yes, sir. All right, 4th and 4 coming up for the Wildcats. Might not be a bad time for a timeout here. Well, they barking out signals, moving personnel around. They're going to go with 2 backs in the backfield, 3 wideouts, 2 split right. Smith fakes to both of them, rolls to the left, looking down the middle, got a man. He finds Newby, who's running over tacklers. The 3rd jacket finally brings him down, but not until after he's into the Remax red zone and has a 1st down for the Wildcats. 7.5 to go in the half.
Not a pretty pass there.
Not a pretty pass at all.
But it worked.
That looked like something we used to do in high school when we were playing what we used to call mud football. All right, Smith hands Newby to the left, taken down.
Nowhere.
Beautiful play by Larry Baldwin in the backfield. 2nd and 12 coming up.
There has to be a college out there that Mr. Baldwin is getting looked at for. I mean, he is too good of a linebacker not to be going somewhere.
He's got a couple of small schools that are seriously interested. The issue is his height. The Lee County coaching staff feels certain that he can transition and play safety at the next level.
Does he have the speed for it?
That's what I wonder. And I'm not so concerned about the straight line speed. It's the ability to switch those hips.
Yep.
But that's the kind of guy you want in your program.
No doubt. No doubt. Golly.
Works hard, hits like a ton of bricks, great nose for the football. You got to think there's a home for him somewhere to play football on Saturdays. And I think when it's all said and done, that's going to happen. I mean, we've seen it happen. We saw it happen with Southern Lee last year with Caleb Medlock, and there was nobody until the end of the process, and he's playing on Saturdays. Baldwin a lot like that, but an even bigger guy. DDP puts pressure. Evans there trying to clean it up. Smith, nice footwork, gets out of there and finds his man. Again, it's Newby out of the backfield. who kind of bails out the passing game and gets them set up. Third down, 3rd and 4 from the 7-yard line. The Wildcats can get a first down without scoring here.
3 yard is the yard gain here.
I'm impressed not only with the athleticism of Smith, but his ability to keep his eyes down the field. All right, hands to Newby inside, and Baldwin and his friends are there to stop that. And you've got a big 4th down coming up for Eastern Guilford with 6 minutes to go in the half. In some of these pivotal moments, I've wondered if Eastern Guilford might not take a timeout, but they've shown no inclination. And again, they're going to run it without talking about it. 4th and 4, big play in the ball game here for Eastern Guilford if they want to keep this interesting.
We got about 5.5 minutes left to go in this second quarter. Lee County get the ball second half. Eastern Guilford has to be thinking points here. Keep this ball game in reach.
All right, Smith from the gun. Fakes the hand, gives it to Newby going left. That's an interesting call, a bold call, and it's going to be really close. Going to come down to the spot here. Sticks. What do we got? Down around the 3-yard line.
We got a first down signal. We got a 1st and goal.
All right, 1st and goal with the 3-yard line for Eastern Guilford. Interesting play call there on 4th and 4. Needed 4, got about 4 and a foot. All right, Newby around the left side. Tries to turn it up, met, and
there he was, stretched it out.
Nice hard running by Hezekiah Newby. And Eastern Guilford is on the board.
Closes the gap right back down to a 1-possession ball game, Chris.
All right, 14-6. 5 minutes and 9 seconds to go in the half.
Mr. Luke Stanley on for the extra point.
All right, Lee County be coming after this kick. Oh, pre-snap whistle. All right, offsides on the Jackets. That'll make it a little bit easier.
Go for 2, Coach.
Well, I tell you, when you go half the distance from the 3, it's got to be tempting. But they're going to keep the kicking team out on the field. Luke Stanley, sophomore kicker. These are big points in the game here, these extra points, because Lee County is virtually automatic. That's a nice job of getting it up and high.
We got another flag.
As the rush was in his face. We'll see what the flag is, see if they have to do this again. Not particularly well protected by the Wildcats. I wonder if they have a leaping call here, Nate.
That's an obscure call you don't see very often in high school football. If I'm Eastern Guilford, I just decline it.
Chop block.
Chop block.
Well, now that you got to do it again, and this gets interesting. You back that up 10 yards. That kick was up high into the air, which it had to be, or it was going to get blocked. Now you back him up 10 yards. He didn't have 10 yards to spare on that kick.
And kicking into the wind.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, boy.
All right.
That's an interesting call. You rarely see a chop block on a PAT, I tell you.
All right, so that's going to put them all the way back at the 16. That makes this a 35-yard attempt into the wind in wet conditions against a ferocious kick block squad. And here we go. And I think Eastern Guilford's going
to talk about it.
I think they're going to talk about this. They're going to have to do something different with the protection. While they talk about it, we'll take a quick break and be back with the attempt. You're watching the NFHS Game of the Week.
Are you ready to sell your home and don't know which realtor to choose? Well, not all realtors are the same. I'm Crystal Copas, and I don't just stick a sign in the yard, throw it in the MLS, and hope to collect a commission. I provide a customized marketing plan that includes professional staging, photography, videography, and drone at no cost to you. Contact me, Crystal Copas, with RE/MAX Real Estate Service, and let's get your house sold. 919-356-5402 or visit me at crystalcopas.com.
All right, welcome back to Sanford. Eastern Guilford called the timeout. They successfully completed the extra point, but there was a chop block called. It's got them backed up to the 25-yard lines where the ball will be spotted.
I'm calling this one blocked.
All right, here comes the rush.
Well,
kick is
right.
up, kick is good, and that looked good. That's something to keep in the back of your mind because that was from 35. That was good from every bit of 45 into the wind.
That young man had a
Luke
boot on.
Stanley. Show me something. All right. Wow.
He said, I'm listening to Chris and Nathan. I'll prove him wrong.
Well, I'm surprised that Lee County didn't come after that a little bit harder than they did. They played with a couple of safeties on that, which was interesting.
Have to wonder if they were scared of getting a penalty and putting Eastern Guilford right back into it.
I suppose. But I think you'll see a different approach from Lee County moving forward. 5:09 to go in the half. Lee County about to get the ball back. Remember that they deferred to start the game. So they have an opportunity here to double up. And this is when at your back. You got to take advantage of this if you're going to throw the ball because you're just not going to do much in the passing game.
No.
Moving from left to right tonight, when you're moving from right to left, it's time to air it out. So I wouldn't be surprised if they take a shot at some point.
And this weather is getting progressively worse. Looking at the flag, looking at the rain coming down, the trees around us.
Well, the field
definitely going to play.
The field is holding up so far. If we're being kind. Up, onside attempt, not going to go 10 yards. That's the worst of all situations. Lee County's going to get it back at the 48. Eastern Guilford trying to let it all hang out here. Nice idea, bad execution.
Yeah, that was
terrible.
terrible.
Ball in Wildcat territory. All right, Lee County.
Coming back to that stacked doubles formation.
Colin Johnson, I've been looking at him. He's wearing the bare arms tonight. Didn't go with the sleeves.
I love it.
And for the first time, I saw him kind of, rubbing those arms a little bit. Be interested to see if some of these Jacket players that came out with bare arms change that up at halftime. McKindle in motion, little shovel pass, trying to turn it up. Not going to be able to. That's going to be a tough play to run tonight because it's so hard with the bad footing to turn it and get north-south. That may be something you want to take out of the playbook unless you're running to just keep them honest. All right, 2nd and 10 coming up after no gain on first down. Not at all. Colin Johnson hands to Bullware. Bullware picks his way through, has about half of that. 2nd and 6 maybe. 3rd and 6, excuse me. Oh, it's just as cold for us. Although we're out of the elements
protected.
a little bit.
We're a little protected. I keep hopping back and forth between in and out of the press box. It's a pretty significant difference with this wind howling.
All right, big 3rd down. Eastern Guilford looking to get the ball back before halftime. Colin Johnson trying to keep it alive. Hands to Bullware. Bullware fights through the pile. First down, Jackets, as he gets 10 on the play.
Another just inside zone. Let Mr. Bullware find his gap and roll with it.
First down, Jackets.
About 4 minutes left to go in the first half here.
Johnson from the gun, 4 wideouts. Hands to Bullware again. Bullware stood up at the line of scrimmage.
Nowhere.
Nice play by that defensive front. Eastern Guilford been impressive up front. All right, at this point, if you're Jacket head coach Steve Perdue, thinking best case scenario, grind this thing out.
Go to halftime.
And go to halftime. Out of this rain, up 2 touchdowns, getting the ball back to start the second half.
Usually Coach Perdue doesn't take them all the way to the locker room. I believe that's going to change.
Johnson with plenty of space to run and gets around that corner down to the 25 and will have a Jacket first down.
I think he's short, Chris. I think it's going to be 3rd and 1.
No.
I don't mean to correct you.
No. I think you're right. The Jacket sideline thinks it's the first down. And thought I saw a first down.
Yeah,
there we go. There is the first down signal. I'll take your apology in any form you care to give it. Colin Johnson does it on his own. All right, Larry Baldwin in the backfield. Checked in a play ago. He sticks around. Johnson from the gun. First and 10 at the 25. Fakes to Baldwin. Wrapped up. Beautiful play.
Oh, leave the helmets on.
We're going to get a lot of run out of that one tonight. Lay Kane on the play. Second nice play for Kane tonight. All right. Boulware back in the game. 2:52 and counting left in the half.
The Yellow Jackets have one of the propane tower heaters on the sideline.
Boulware bouncing it outside. Nice, good, hard running. Running
keep
through
running,
tackles.
young man. Keep
down
running,
inside
young man.
the 20, taken out at the 18. Nasty.
Oh, he's running with a mission. Running with a mission.
He's trying to run right onto a Division I roster.
Well, I don't blame him.
Still criminally under-recruited. 4 D1 offers, no offense to any of those D1 schools, but still waiting on the big fish.
The Power Fives.
Yes, sir. 3rd and 3 coming up for the Jackets. A little bit different look now, playing with an H-back. Boulware up the middle. Got a step and is tripped up at the 1-yard line, 2-yard line. They're going to mark him at. And there is laundry on the field. That one may be coming back. Clock stop with 2:28. Sort this out. Early call by the PA announcer, Pat McCracken. May have to retract his statement. And the Jackets are walking backwards. Reckon it's a hold.
See what that's. False start.
Procedure call on the Jackets. So that's going to back them up 5, make it 3rd and 8. Boulware checks out. Moving a little gingerly. It may just be cold, hitting that cold, hard ground right now. All right, so go from 3rd and 3 to 3rd and 8 here. Baldwin into the game for the Jackets. So I know you've got the 4th highest scorer in state history as your kicker.
No, you don't kick it here.
All right.
If that's what you're asking.
Just wondering.
If this does not convert, absolutely not.
Okay.
Well, you do have the wind at your back.
You do have the wind at your back, but this is nasty.
It's hard to get that plant foot to get that power drive through your hips.
The other piece of that, too, is anytime you kick, you're given the opportunity for the opponent to make a splash play.
Oh, yeah.
I think I would be thinking 4-down territory, but I don't get paid to coach young men as they play football.
I would tend to agree with you. I think this is 4-down territory for the Jackets.
Little confusion here. They've got the down marker marked. Says 2nd down. Now they got it straight. 3rd down. I was hopeful there for a minute that I had messed it up, but no such luck. 3rd and 8 here for the Jackets. Clock running inside, 2 minutes left in the first half. Tyreek McKendall in motion. Johnson hands to Baldwin. Baldwin running through tacklers, now pushing the pile down to the 20-yard line. That's going to leave him about 4 yards short of the first down. And an interesting decision coming up for Coach Perdue. Looks like they're going to keep the offense on the field.
I don't see any movement.
No, this was 4-down territory all the way. 4th and 4 coming up. 1:40 to go in the half. Clock running. Tim Led in motion for the Jackets, trying to draw them off sides here. I think they're going to run this down and take a timeout.
And then kick it?
Nope.
No,
I think they're going to.
so.
I think they're just going to run it down. Talk about it. I cannot imagine them trying to kick a field goal in this nastiness, but you never know.
There's only one person I know that would do that.
A little shade being thrown here. All right, 1:15 left to go. The Jackets take a timeout. 4th and 4. They're going to talk about it. Looks like the offense is going to stay on the field, but we'll see when we come back after this break. I will never in my life forget.
With every weekend on the go, we never know where we're going to end up. That's why we got the Ford Explorer. You get the feel of a car with the room and space of an SUV, which is all a bonus. Trips to the mountains, trips to the river.
Soccer games, baseball games, anywhere. Big Bear.
After 13, 14 years of having a Toyota, I'm not going back.
All right, welcome back. Big play in the game here. 1:15 left to go in the half. Lee County Yellow Jackets up 14-0, moving from right to left. 4th down. Eastern Guilford trying to get off the field here. Lee County, high snap, reeled in. Baldwin looks like he's got it. fighting, pushing.
Oh, he's still
a rugby scrum is broken out.
Oh, I
Forward
definitely
progress
think
is
he's
going to
got
have it. Needed 4, got 5, and that'll be a Jacket first down. Now the clock becomes a bit of an issue. It's stopped, 1:05 left, and they will set the chains. They're going to measure that.
Oh,
Goodness
come on.
gracious.
Come on. Give it to him.
Progress,
Let's go.
Forward progress looked to be well past the 15-yard line. Interesting. Now, this is a big measurement, Nate. You get a first down here.
I don't like that spot, though, Chris. I'm telling you, I think that spot should be a yard more.
I agree entirely. I would put money down that they passed the 15-yard line as a part of that scrum. I don't like the spot at all, but if the measurement yields a first down, it's not going to make any difference at all. So we'll see.
That's a fact.
And it is going to be really
let's
close.
See what Eastern Guilford thinks they have it.
No, Eastern
there
Guilford.
It is. Wildcat ball.
By an inch or 2. That was one of those credit card situations. Eastern Guilford keeps Lee County out of the end zone, takes over on downs at their own 16-yard line. That one put a big red star by that play in the game. Well, if this game turns, that'll be one that you look back at. 1:05, Eastern Guilford looks as though they're going to get out of here at down no less or no more than 7. See if they try to put the ball in the air and make something happen. Nothing going on first down. Ezekiel Newby, no gain on the play. Clock running, 53 seconds to go. Eastern Guilford, I think now is going to milk some clock and try to get out of here.
Yeah, I think you're right, Chris. I think they're going to roll right into the halftime here.
All right, now if you're the Yellow Jackets, you've got one timeout left. Smith going to keep it wrapped up, goes down. That'll be a 1-yard gain. 23 seconds to go. Eastern Guilford not moving at quite the same pace they were earlier, and I think they are going to let this go to the half.
To be sure, they're not going for one last.
Well, Kamel Smith hasn't left the field yet. Sort of wandering around over there, and nope, they're going to let it go to zeros.
That was strange. That was strange.
Going to let it go to zeros, not take any chances. The Yellow Jackets will get the ball to start the second half.
Welcome to the Classic Nissan Halftime Report.
Nate, give us your thoughts from a coach's perspective about what we saw in the first half.
So far, I think we've seen the defensive fronts of both teams getting after it pretty solid. This Wildcat defensive front has really done a good job. Lee County, led by Mr. DDP, and Desmond Evans is always an impressive batch of young men. I really think the weather is playing a big role in this game right now. Both teams have to keep the ball on the ground. Eastern Guilford, who's usually a pretty balanced ball team, we haven't seen many throws from them tonight. Lee County, we've seen 2, so your prediction of 4 is sitting right pretty close right now. So kind of one of those, I think this is going to be a drag out. I think the conditions are keeping this game a little bit closer than it should be, but you got to play in what's given to you. So both teams are playing, and I'm interested to see how the second half rolls.
I think in the running game for Lee County, it's reliant in a lot of circumstances for the ball carriers to kind of creep wide and cut up.
Yep.
And with this kind of footing, I think you're going to see a lot more of the inside zone. You may see some things where the tunnel becomes more of a tunnel and less of a bubble, where the ball carrier is already moving in the direction he needs to be moving, because across the board on both teams, it's been hard to get turned once you get moving laterally to get moving back upfield. The footing's horrible out there, and it's going to get worse because this rain mist is not going anywhere. 14-7 at the half. Lee County gets the ball to start the third quarter. Nothing to panic about for sure.
No, absolutely not.
But probably not as much comfort zone created with this first half as Lee County might have envisioned. Got to give it to Eastern Guilford. They come. They've let it all hang out.
These young men have come to play football.
Well,
I'll
some
be honest,
really impressive plays in the offense by Kamel Smith. Even with the conditions the way they are, able to get out on the move when he's needed to. Been able to get out and move when he's needed to, but still keep his eyes and make plays down the field. I'm impressed with the young man, and this defensive front for Eastern Guilford led by Zevion Oaks. It's as good as advertised.
I'm telling you, I like these young men.
Defensive front. All right. That has been your halftime show. Who's our halftime sponsor today, Nate?
Oh, if you hadn't asked me, I could have been able to tell you. Classic Nissan is the halftime show.
Classic Nissan, not just the halftime show sponsor, but also our host for the Zaxby's Coaches Show the last couple of weeks. We've been over there and hung out with Bruce Reeves, the general manager, and the entire crew over there, where it feels like half of the Lee County football parents work at Classic Nissan. It's kind of amazing. But, no, they've been a great host. It's been a lot of fun, and hopefully we've got about 5 weeks' worth of coaches shows left in us, because as long as Lee County stays alive in the playoffs, we'll continue to march with them.
I love it.
You're watching the NFHS Game of the Week. Anything to add?
I'm looking forward to the second half, Chris. I'm so excited I can't stand it.
All right. We'll see you with the second half.
It happens only once a year. The Classic Nissan of Sanford Black Friday sales event is on, with Black Friday savings all month long. Shop our huge selection of over 300 new Nissans. Get the area's lowest prices and payments, low financing rates, and more for your trade. Lease the 2019 Nissan Sentra for $199 a month, or lease the 2019 Nissan Kicks for $299 a month. Shop the Black Friday sales event going on now at Classic Nissan of Sanford or ClassicNissanSanford.com.
Welcome back to Paul B. Gay Stadium. On campus at Lee County High School, the Yellow Jackets with a halftime lead, 14-7 over Eastern Guilford. The Wildcats come in here, Nate, not intimidated, not a little bit.
Not scared of that 11-0 record, I tell you.
Well, they came in at 6-5, up against one of the prohibitive favorites in 3AA all season. This Lee County team hasn't surprised anybody. This is a senior-laden team that has been stacked the last few years. However, they're sort of fighting a curse.
That first-round playoff curse.
They've dropped some ball games over the last few years they should not have. Last year, it's tough to say that.
See, I didn't see last year's game.
Last year was tough. It was tough. But Lee County looked good and looked to be in control for part of the first half. But bear in mind, had Eastern Guilford not turned it over deep in Lee County territory, this might well be a tie ball game headed into the half. Lee County, fans are going to be grumbling about that spot there at the end of the second quarter. It cost them a first down inside the red zone, but
no guarantee of points on that at the end of that drive either. So you got to take the lumps and keep right on rolling, Chris.
All right, Lee County will receive, and they will have the wind to their back for the third quarter. The wind is blowing significantly from right to left across your screens. We checked the weather electronically a little while ago, and it said 45 degrees.
There's no way that's
close. It had
close.
been 45 degrees all day today, and it certainly isn't right now. So we'll see if we can't get a truer depiction of what's going on.
37 is the new number. So,
all right, 37 might be believable. All right, high spinning kick bounces, fielded at the 15, kicked around a little bit. And now Tyreek McKendall with a head of steam trying to get around the left side. He's got a man to beat and is pushed out of bounds at the 27-yard line, hooting and hollering from the stands. But I think he was engaged in bounds. I think that was clean.
I do too. That young man slid 4 yards in a puddle, though. So that's going to be a cold ride for him.
All right, Lee County takes over 1st and 10 at the 27. Saw plenty of A.J. Bullware in the first half, senior tailback. He starts the game. He'll split time. You'll see Larry Baldwin in there a little bit.
Another doubles formation, tight to the short side of the field.
All right, the hand is to Bullware, up the middle, running through tacklers, running over folks, and he only gets a couple on a tough run. They'll give him 3 on the play, 2nd and 7 coming up. There's that man, number 22, Zevion Oaks again for Eastern Guilford. Very impressive first half.
coming in at 6'2", 200. I don't think 6'2" is quite right on that number either.
All right, the hand is again to Boulware. Boulware up the middle into the second level, dragged down by his head at the 40-yard line after a 10-yard gain, and that'll be a Jacket first down.
More just inside zone there for the Jackets.
Well, and that's what we talked about at halftime. Got to get going north-south.
Yep.
Moving laterally, it's hard to get turned up. You see these players rounding off their runs. Boulware one more time. Now he's getting moving side to side. Going to turn it up there and drag down after a gain of 16 on the play and into Wildcat territory at the 45-yard line.
Good outside run. Receivers on the short side of the field really did a good job flushing in the defensive backs, giving A.J. Boulware an alley to the outside where he didn't have to plant his foot and get north-south vertical. He could round it, get to the sideline. Good play there.
Right up the middle. And he's got a step. Can he outrun the defense? They're chasing and dragged him down at the 7-yard line. Nice play. Not giving up on it by number 3, Isaiah Gillis. The touchdown saving tackle, and you don't see Boulware get walked down from behind very often.
I was just about to say, I think that might be the first time we've seen that all year.
It's a sloppy track out there. Beautiful play by Gillis. Let's see if Eastern Guilford can make that mean something. Johnson with the handoff to Baldwin. Baldwin inside the 5-yard line. 2nd and goal coming up.
Lee County deep in this Remax red zone here. Looking at 2nd and 5. Expect to see some more heavy dose of Mr. Baldwin here.
Well, no throws so far on this drive for Lee County. No reason to think they're going to switch that up now. 4 wideouts. Baldwin set up to the right of Colin Johnson. And
whoa, ball's on the ground.
And
I think it's Wildcat ball.
No, I think Lee County got back to that.
Oh, Colin Johnson with another heads-up play.
And that was bad from the start. The snap was high. There's been a couple of those high snaps, and then it just never, the handoff to Baldwin never materialized. All right, 2 backs in the backfield this time. You'll have Boulware to the left, Baldwin to the right.
That's twice tonight Colin Johnson has done a good job putting his nose right back into it, following that ball.
All right, everybody rolling to the right. Didn't fool anybody. Eastern Guilford saw it coming a mile away. And number 26, Jeremiah Nunez with the play.
Junior linebacker coming in at 5'70", 180. Having a good read for the ball there on that outside zone.
All right, Trey Underwood with 9:05 left to go in the 3rd quarter.
Chris, remember, this is a live ball. This is not a PAT.
It is a live ball, one of the bigger kicks Underwood's ever attempted. It is up, and it is good. And that makes it a 2-score ball game once again and gives Lee County a little bit of breathing room. 17-7, clock stopped, 8:54 to go in the 3rd quarter. We'll be right back with the kickoff.
Being good at what you do takes commitment. At Sanford Contractors, we've been committed for 50 years, committed to high-quality construction services and trusted partner relationships. We started in 1969 and through smart and consistent growth, now offer our partners more services than ever before in bridge construction, commercial building, site development, and utility construction. Sanford Contractors, building with trust for 50 years. Learn more at sanfordcontractors.com.
Welcome back to Lee County, North Carolina. North Carolina State 3A, first round of the playoffs. Lee County, the Yellow Jackets are a 1 seed hosting the 16th seeded Eastern Guilford Wildcats, who are their game.
Yeah, these guys showed up to play ball.
All right, with a 2-score lead here.
Expect a pooch kick
Something
here.
funky coming in the kicking game, and it's a little pooch pop-up. And fielded.
Good
nice
field
play.
by 10.
Nice play by the shortstop.
Number
there.
10, DJ Mobley, wide receiver DB, 5'10", 160 pounds.
Playing a little shortstop there with the diving reception.
I like
diving
it.
Catch. I like it. All right.
I would have never taught a kid to do that, but he did it well nonetheless.
So did you see last week the onside kick that Ohio State pulled off?
No, I don't watch that tape.
I will show you the highlights. It's the most amazing thing I've ever seen in my life.
I watched Minnesota beat an undefeated Penn State team, though.
Mel Smith hands. Newbie on the carry, has about 3. Yeah, it was a sight to behold.
Oh, I think we lost Chris for a second. The battle. Check. Tim Cope is coming in for the save. Oh, young man.
Check. There we go. Hey, I'm back.
Welcome back.
Yeehaw. All right. See, if you didn't want me to talk about Ohio State, you didn't have to plug me.
Rip the machine out.
All right, 3rd and 4 coming up. Or excuse me, 3rd and 6 coming up for the Wildcats.
That was an RPO with a deep slant run by the Wildcats last play. Could not quite connect.
Smith's straight drop. Dez fighting off blockers.
Oh.
And throws it, and it's juggled but caught for the first down.
Mr. Kamel Smith committed the cardinal sin as a quarterback. Stopped through a crossbody crossfield to the wide side, but he completed it, got the first down.
Damon Coleman there with the big reception. Keeps the drive alive. 1st and 10 Wildcats, 8 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. Hands to Newbie.
That was a sloppy handoff.
Duran McCoy with the big play there for this Jacket defense.
An RPO that never quite looked like it was set up for the Wildcats. Wasn't quite sure to hand off or not. Ended up being a real slow process there.
Smith from the gut drops. Pressure coming. Down the left sideline. Has a man. Oh! Jaden Chalmers had his hands turned the wrong way. You got to turn those hands over, Mr. Chalmers.
I don't want to be a negative Nancy here, but
perfect
the
coverage.
UNC commit needs to make that catch. I'm telling you.
Perfect coverage, and it is cold, so you can forgive a lot.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
All right. 3rd and 10 coming up for the Wildcats. 7.5 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. Smith surveys the defense. Takes a snap. Hands to Newbie. Newbie with a little space. Oh. Hole plugged up.
Larry Baldwin doing
a
great job.
Came out of nowhere. And that'll bring up 4th and about 6. Decision time for the Wildcat staff.
Expect to see another quick kick here.
No,
would be my guess.
No, sir. Inside the 40, they're going for this. They're playing this straight. They're going for it. Damon Coleman, who bailed him out on that last 3rd down play. Lee County crowd not big, but they're noisy right now. Desmond Evans forces Smith up in the pocket.
He's got him,
and he drops it.
Oh, my goodness.
He drops
Had it wide open.
Newbie, who has made catch after catch as the outlet receiver all night, was thinking about running for a touchdown and can't haul it in. That one is one that's going to cost him a lot of sleep. He continually sneaking out of the backfield, and Lee County's not accounted for him all night, and they almost got gashed there. That's an enormous play.
Oh, absolutely.
They say every game comes down to 3 or 4 plays. That certainly is one. If Eastern Guilford doesn't recover, that they'll look back on as an opportunity lost. A.J. Bulware, good hard running, has a couple. 2nd and 8.
Another good defensive stand there for the Wildcats.
A little surprised that Lee County's playing with this sort of pace right now. Really up-tempo. All right, Bulware climbs across the pile, gets another couple. 3rd and 6 coming up.
What are you calling here, Chris?
I'm running Bulware again. You know what we haven't seen is that little shovel toss that they run, the sweep that really is a pass, but we call a run. run it again with Bullware. They run that zone. He's going to be just short of the first down, about 1.5 yards to go. And the offense is going to stay on the field. They're getting a little bigger.
They're getting a heavy package coming in.
Heavy package is coming, including Dalmas Jennings, who doesn't play a whole lot of offense. He's going to line up as the H-back. 5:21 to go. Play clock kicking down. Coach Purdue not real excited about the inability of the offense to figure out what the play was.
Decided to talk about it.
He's going to tell them about that.
Yeah, absolutely.
During the timeout. And while he does, we'll take a quick break. You're watching the NFHS Game of the Week, brought to you by Crossroads Ford of Sanford.
It happens only once a year. The classic Nissan of Sanford Black Friday sales event is on, with Black Friday savings all month long. Shop our huge selection of over 300 new Nissans. Get the area's lowest prices and payments, low financing rates, and more for your trade. Lease the 2019 Nissan Sentra for $199 a month, or lease the 2019 Nissan Kicks for $299 a month. Shop the Black Friday sales event going on now at Classic Nissan of Sanford or ClassicNissanSanford.com.
Welcome back. Lee County, 4th and 2 with 5:18 to go in the third quarter. Big play here. Colin Johnson moving players around. Takes it, hands, Bullware leans forward.
He is short. Wildcat ball.
He needed 1 yard and got about a foot, and Eastern Guilford is going to take over here unless there's a miraculous spot, which does not appear to be. He's going to call the measure.
Oh, come on.
Changang getting some reps tonight.
Getting the exercise.
Getting some reps. That looks clearly short from here. Lee County faithful are hoping. A.J. Bullware seems to think it's a first down. I think A.J. needs to calibrate his eyes. I just don't see it. All right. Changang ambling across. I love when they get reps like this.
These guys are like, man, I'm cold. My legs are stiff. Leave me alone. That's not even close. Come on, White Hat. Be better. Just be better. Come on.
That's as bad a call for measurement as you're going to see. Almost a full yard short.
Changang was cold there. They just wanted to run out, get some blood flowing.
All right, so it is a Wildcat first down going the other way. Ball at the 47. Great field position for the Wildcats. They need to take advantage.
We got trips on the short side with motion.
Pressure coming right up the middle.
Whoa.
Newby, I don't know if Newby was supposed to get the handoff or not, but Newby got blown up, and then Smith got blown up.
Check. Hey. Well, we good? Jacket defense blew that play up there for the Wildcats. Mr. Smith there. Trips on the short side of the field again. Trying to get the ball snapped. Quick tunnel. Young man's got some room. Looks like we're going to be 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6 for the Wildcats. Quick tunnel speed. Trying to get it outside. We got some movement on the receivers. Looks like we're going to come to a doubles formation. Lee County defense adjusting to the formation of the Wildcats. Plays in. Lee County brings some pressure. Pressure on Smith. Throws it. Long ball. Ooh, Mr. Smith got hit hard on that release. Took a helmet to the chin. Looks like we got a 4th and 6 now for the Wildcats. Mr. Smith seems not to be shaken up on that pressure. Good pressure coming from the Yellow Jackets. Good call with the B-gap blitz. We got some substitutions coming in for the Wildcats. We're in a tight end formation. Smith drops back.
Won't get away that time.
Ball's
out.
Jackets ball.
Have the ball. JoJo. I told you about that.
There it was. There's that kid again.
Woo! Jackets with a huge play. All right. 3:44 to go. Another momentum swing in a game of momentum swings. Colin Johnson from the gun. Takes the snap, fakes to Bullware. Now has the screen. Tyreek McKendall. He's got a step.
room.
And, nice play by the Wildcat defense to drag him down, but not before he picks up 18 and a Jacket first down. All right. Jackets on the move here. Wind at their back for another 3.5 minutes. Johnson from the gun. Hands to Bullware on the zone. Bullware running through, and I tell you, I think we might be seeing a little bit of kink in the armor of that Eastern Guilford defense.
Yes,
I think those boys are getting tired. It's cold, it's wet, and they've been on the field a lot.
This Wildcat offense has not done a great job of sustaining drives, keeping the Yellow Jacket offense on the sideline.
All right, Bullware up the middle. Wildcat said, not so fast, my friend.
Easy, easy,
they
easy.
Stand up Bullware.
Easy.
Walking back.
Easy.
Jacket faithful not happy about that. The other thing, Nate, is, we've seen 11 guys out there for Eastern Guilford all night on defense. They're not substituting anybody.
No, they're not rolling in and out. One thing that this Yellow Jacket defense really has that plays to their advantage is they can roll guys in consistently in different positions.
Well, and if you are a tired defense, the thing you don't want to see coming downhill at you is Larry Baldwin.
No.
Number 5.
Absolutely not.
Who checks into the game, and he's not in there to do anything but run people over. There's the hand into the belly, running through tacklers. Gets a bunch on second down. 3rd and short coming up.
Would expect to see more inside zone here for the Yellow Jackets.
Well, Duran McCoy checks in. Oh, injury timeout. There's a Wildcat down on the field. And while they tend to the injured player, we'll take a quick break. 2:09 left in the 3rd quarter from here in Sanford, North Carolina. Jackets up 17-7 on the visiting Eastern Guilford Wildcats. We'll see you on the other side of the break.
Are you ready to sell your home and don't know which realtor to choose? Well, not all realtors are the same. I'm Crystal Copas, and I don't just stick a sign in the yard, throw it in the MLS, and hope to collect a commission. I provide a customized marketing plan that includes professional staging, photography, videography, and drone at no cost to you. Contact me, Crystal Copas, with RE/MAX Real Estate Service, and let's get your house sold. 919-356-5402 or visit me at crystalcopas.com.
3rd and 4, 3rd and 3, hands to Baldwin, who loses a yard. Now you've got 4th and 4 coming up.
Looks like Mr. Underwood's on for
Underwood coming on the field,
kick.
and I'm going to take a little bit of issue with this one. You're already up 2 scores. Again, you give the opportunity for a splash play when you're kicking the football. I think I go for this one.
Field goal kicking has not seemed to be an expertise of Eastern Guilford to begin with. So it's still a 2-possession ball game in my mind for Eastern Guilford. Why not go for it, make it a 3-possession?
Again, a little confusion about personnel for the Jackets. They run a man on late. That's Ethan Johnson coming out on the field late. Underwood gets it up, and it is good and stretches the lead to 20-7 with a minute to go in the 3rd quarter. Still a 2-score ball game. Eastern Guilford still got a shot here. We'll see what they do with the kickoff after these messages.
Watch out, number 3.
The right tech can move you. The best tech can move the world. De-stress your drive with the all-new 2019 Nissan Altima. Impossibly smart.
Welcome back to NFHS Championship Football, brought to you by Crossroads Ford. This is the NFHS Game of the Week. Lee County, the Yellow Jackets, the #1 seed in the East, for 3AA in the state of North Carolina. Taking on this Eastern Guilford team who came down here and has let it all hang out so far. Bad kickoff, bad pooch attempt by senior kicker Trey Underwood, goes out of bounds. Will draw a procedure flag and provide great field position, which Eastern Guilford has had all night.
Absolutely.
And now that I think about it, has Lee County punted the ball yet today?
No.
Yeah.
That's a negative.
It's been interesting. Yeah, it seems every time Eastern Guilford gets the ball, they're around midfield. This will have them set up at the 35-yard line. This is about as bad a field position as they've had.
On a procedure penalty, is their worst field position of the night. No, they did have the Underwood long kick. They put it down to the 7, ended up starting that drive on the 20.
They did. I recall.
Oh, looks like old Zebra Crew's confused. They don't know when to measure, when not to measure, where to put the ball.
You got a lot of
I love zebras, man.
Hostility
no, I
when
love
it applies
zebras,
to
man.
officials.
I love zebras.
All right. 40-yard line is the spot.
Fascinating creatures.
Kamel Smith from the gun. Junior quarterback's had a nice bad snap. It's rolling around. He needed to just follow on it.
Jacket ball.
Holy cow. McCoy might have just put the first nail in that coffin. Kamel Smith trying to make a play on the bad snap. You got to fall on that ball.
So I would say Lee County's defense figured out if we put pressure on this center showing a gap, he's going to shortchange it. Well, and I'd say they've stuck with that and have found success.
Duran McCoy makes that play, picks up the fumble. And Johnson and the offense are back on the field looking down the seam. Has his man. Touchdown Jackets. Tim Lett, the senior, adds to the offense and stretches this lead out to 26-7.
She might be a little bit out of reach now.
That is the first time the Jackets have thrown the ball down the field all day. You got to like that result.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Underwood on to add the extra point. Hold is down, kick is up, kick is good, 27-7, 50 seconds to go in the third quarter. Eastern Guilford facing a really uphill climb at this point. We'll be back with the kickoff in just a second.
Guys, it's back!
Inline skating.
Rock and roll hair.
Calling this thing a pound sign instead of a hashtag? No, the sensation is back at Zaxby's.
The Zensation Salad is back, and introducing the new Zensation Filet Sandwich Meal with hand-breaded chicken, Asian slaw, wonton strips, and citrus vinaigrette, both served with an egg roll. The Zensation Salad and Filet Sandwich Meal, only at Zaxby's.
All right, the quickest of scoring drives following the turnover by the Wildcats. First play, Lee County converts. 32-yard touchdown pass, Colin Johnson to Tim Lett. And when you come in as an underdog like the Wildcats did today, you've got to play a clean game. You've got to have some things go your way. And that type of play is probably something they're not going to be able to overcome. Fair catch taken on the kickoff at the 34-yard line. Eastern Guilford got to get points, and they got to get them quick.
You know, that last series from the Wildcats, well, 2 series ago before the botched fumble, you know, they started moving the ball to the outside a little bit, getting away from the inside run, started having some success. So be looking for them to throw a little bit more tunnel, a little bit of bubble. Let's see how they do their downfield threat. And if Lee County still comes after that B-gap blitz there.
Pressure coming, nowhere for Newby to go. He picks his way back to the line of scrimmage and nowhere else. Duran McCoy on the play again. Desmond Evans, the all-world defensive end for Lee County, hobbles out of there a little bit. He's been nursing a toe injury for a lot of this season. I hope that hasn't flared up, but he's favoring that left leg on the sideline. Smith takes a snap, looks for the screen, going nowhere. Jordan Batts all over that for the Yellow Jackets.
Chris, I think you're right. We're starting to see this Eastern Guilford team slow down a little bit. The urgency there, we're getting to the line of scrimmage and getting on and off the field. We're not seeing it much anymore.
Well, the psychology for Lee County is interesting, too. This is a team that does have a tendency to play down to their competition a little bit, but when things start going their way, oh, they're a good front-running team now. Everybody just sort of feeds off one another. Here comes the sack, and that defense is playing out of their minds. Duran McCoy in on the play with DDP. 4th and a mile coming up. Wildcats just don't have an answer.
No, they don't have anything for this front.
You get
from the Yellow Jackets right now.
You get this Lee County team playing downhill, and they are as tough as anybody you ever want to see. That'll bring us to the end of the third quarter, 27-7. Lee County is up and looks pretty comfortable at this point.
It's my favorite time of the year. Football is back. I would like to personally invite you to come down for your next new or pre-owned vehicle purchase. With one of the largest new and pre-owned inventories in the area, come see us today for discounts that the competition simply can't match or beat. If you drive in Sanford, why not buy in Sanford? Come see me, the deal maker. Come and get that big town deal with that small town feel right here at Crossroads Ford in Sanford.
All right, fourth quarter coming up here from Sanford, North Carolina, Paul B. Gay Stadium, McCracken Field. The county seat of Lee County. This is one of the best areas going in the state right now. A lot of growth down here. We were just talking about it. May need a third high school here before too long.
Oh, don't talk about it too loud
it's
now.
Coming, I'm telling you. All right. 4th down for Eastern Guilford. I'm a little surprised by this. 4th and 15. They come out in a wonky formation. Now they're going to come back into a traditional punt protect formation. Lee County looks like they're coming after this kick. And here they come. And they won't get there. Slow track. McKendall is deep, is going to actually attempt to return this.
We got a block in the back.
Looked like a block in the back. It's funny that the official that had the call didn't make it.
Yeah.
One from up the field. Interesting. But it was the right call. McKendall struggling with the footing tonight as much as anybody. He is a warm weather player, it appears.
Oh, come on now. Don't put that label on the young man.
He's been effective, but he doesn't seem to be able to change direction very well. Not like we normally see the sort of explosion that we see from him.
That's what makes him special, especially as a sophomore. His explosiveness, his ability to make those cuts. When you take that away, it's But I don't know many people in any level of football that could make cuts in this right now.
I hear you. All right. Up 3 scores here. Lee County trying to insert the dagger here. Johnson hands to Bullware. Bullware around the right side. Cuts it up, still running hard. Has 8 on the play. Second short coming up for the Jackets. All right, now the Jackets taking their time. Not moving with quite as much urgency, milking that clock.
No need, the clock stopped.
Yeah, it is stopped, isn't it?
He went out of bounds.
Yeah, there you go.
Bullware
up the middle.
How many times are we going to see that
and
this
breaks
season?
The tackle inside the 20 to the 10. Walk down at the 9-yard line. A.J. Bullware with 67 on the carry.
How many times are we going to see that, Chris? I feel like every time we've come to Lee County this year, we've seen him just gash people right there.
I am going to miss that next year.
Oh, me too.
I don't know who the next starting tailback
I'm sure
is going to be.
Coach Bordeaux has someone lined up after.
I know who I want to see do it. Steve doesn't necessarily care what I think.
Does his name start with a Tyreek?
That's who I'd like to see. It's Steve. He keeps telling me that's not a done deal. I think he wants to keep it competitive. We'll see how it shakes out. Uh-oh.
Oh, bad snap.
Johnson lucks out with the bounce.
Another heads-up play by
running
Colin Johnson.
Up the middle. Colin Johnson is a magician.
Senior quarterback.
Down to the 3-yard line. Colin Johnson doing what Kamel Smith tried to do.
Unsuccessfully.
10 minutes ago and was unable to pull off. Johnson from the gun, 2nd and goal. The only thing missing from that play was him actually getting it into the end zone. Hand this to Larry Baldwin. Baldwin stood up, tries to spin out of the tackle, can't lose the yard. It'll be 3rd and goal from about the 5-yard line. Marcus Gray making an appearance. First time he's checked into the backfield today. Number 25, senior running back. Gray was really a big part of this offense when Boulware was hurt. And Baldwin was in there as the starter.
Looks like we went to heavy package.
Johnson, Baldwin, up the middle, untouched.
We got a flag
on the play.
We had a wing back and a tight end formation for the Yellow Jackets. That's their heavy package.
I think they're going to get Duran McCoy with the hold. He's allowed to after all the plays he's made on defense tonight.
Oh, gracious, my friend, quite gracious.
And they'll change personnel, run all those receivers out on the field to go 4 wide here. This is going to back them up all the way to the 20-yard line. That's a spot foul. So that one hurts.
Yeah, that one's rough. 3rd and 20 here.
5 wide. First time we've seen this in weeks from the Jackets. Johnson looking down the field. Screen, McKindle. If he can get a step, McKindle across the middle of the field. Touchdown, Jackets. He is a wet weather player.
He is a wet weather. I hear you, Chris.
What a play.
Wow. That was just basic tunnel. Tyreek McKindle found space.
And once he gets moving
boy, that's hard to tackle. Wildcat.
He's a freight train.
The Wildcats were sitting in cover 2 there. Both free safety and strong safety rolled down, left the middle wide open.
Underwood on to add the extra point. It is good.
Man, that's the dagger, my friend.
Stretches this lead out to 34-7. 10:02 left in the ball game. This one's all over but the crying, Mr. Cochrane.
That's right. What was your pregame?
35-7, sir.
35-7. I had 34-21. So I need these Wildcats to get on it.
That's not going to happen.
No, I don't think so either.
We'll stay right here. Kickoff coming. See if Eastern Guilford can keep this one interesting. We did. We swapped predictions pregame, and I said 35-7.
You did?
And felt pretty confident about it, to be perfectly honest.
Right now, you're looking pretty smack dab right on.
It's what I do, baby. It's what I do. All right.
I got a lot of flack last week for my Lee County Southern Lee prediction.
What was your prediction?
44-7. So
almost on.
I wasn't quite there, but I was close.
Well, for the Southern game, and there's a bit of a homer in me. I cut my teeth doing play-by-play for Southern Lee. I did it exclusively for years. I love Southern Lee, but that game was going to go one of 2 ways, period. It was either going to be Jackets big or Southern was going to make it really close in a low-scoring game.
Yep.
And they had a couple opportunities early, couldn't punch in, tried to settle for field goals, had those blocked, and that was the story of the game, really. All right, Underwood with the pooch kick. Fair catch signaled, brought in at the 39-yard line. The Wildcats will take over one more time. Down 27 points with a little over 10 minutes to go in the ball game.
Field goals blocked is an understatement. Attempts annihilated.
That is a fair assessment. That is a fair
bit.
assessment. No offense to any Southern Lee fans that are watching this ball game. But, yes, those attempts were annihilated. All right, Smith with the hand. And Newby's going nowhere.
This Wildcat team wants nothing to do with these Yellow Jackets anymore.
I said it before the last break. This Lee County team plays real well from in front. They play downhill. They sort of feed off one another's energy. And, boy, They got athletes. All right. From the gun, 3 wide right for Kamel Smith, the junior quarterback who has had better days and will have more better days. Pulls it out, has a man, and that'll get you 14 and a first down. So no give up from these Wildcats. Isaiah Gills with the first down. Smith drops, now rolls to his left.
Quarterback
quarterback keeper. Nice play. Picks up about 4 on the play before he's dragged down by DDP and a host of Yellow Jackets. Prince comes off a little gimpy. Desmond Evans, who was off nursing an injury earlier, is back on the field, lined up at left end. Chasing this Eastern Guilford as they run the jet sweep to the left. And that's Damon Coleman, who's made a couple of big plays in this game. Going to be close to a first down. Looks like he'll have it from this vantage point. Waiting for a signal. And there you go. First down, Wildcats.
No measurement this time. Coming out in a trips formation to the short side of the field.
All right, Smith takes a snap. Quick. Oh, it's picked. Oh, goodness. Jaden Marshall.
What a jump.
That.
Holy
like
smokes.
He'd been in the huddle with the Wildcats and would have still been running had he been able to hold on to it. 2nd and 10 coming up.
Wildcats got away with one. Right?
Yes, sir,
Boy, they got
did.
lucky on that one.
All right, little unease on the Lee County sideline with personnel. They're running around. Got a ball boy wandering out onto the field. All kinds of craziness going on here at Lee County right now. All the while, everybody's freezing.
Yeah.
So, I think everybody wants this thing over quickly. All right, Kamel Smith from the gun. Takes a snap, and I think you're going to get a false start. I think the center.
It was.
I think the center was off and came a beat late. The entire offensive line seemed to move before the center did. That'll cost him 5, a tough 5. 2nd and 15 coming up, 8:43 to go in the ball game.
Trips formation to the wide side of the field on the far side for all of our viewers at home.
And only 2 DBs over there with him. All right, the hand is
Ball's down.
Ball's out. Desmond
Jacket
Evans
ball.
falls on it. So a change at running back for the Wildcats.
The exchange does not go well. In the biz, they call it the mesh point.
Zephaniah Cole, number 21 with the carry there. And the failure at the mesh point.
There we go.
And with that, you start to see some changes on offense for the Jackets, not the least of which Marcus Gray will line up at the tailback position. Gray's came into the season as the 3rd back and was forced into duty while A.J. Bulware recovered from his ankle injury and became the 2nd guy out of the chute in a heavy rotation with Larry Baldwin. The carry there, the first of the night for Gray. He'll check out, and now we get our first look at number 34, T.J. Johnson. And this might be your lead tailback next year.
Uh-oh.
We shall see.
Early prediction.
I'm just saying.
Is he a
told
freshman?
Whoa, he is a sophomore.
He's a sophomore.
Runs straight up and down.
Yeah. I see that.
But that is kind of the question as to whether T.J. Johnson or Tyreek McKendall will be that guy.
Was he an 8-quarter kid this year?
That's a good question.
I don't know.
Probably not.
Probably not, huh?
Probably not.
Even being 4th or 5th on the depth chart?
No, I don't think he got 8 quarters. In fact, I'd be positive that he didn't, but we can confirm that. All right. Johnson has a man. And they're breaking tackles.
Is that Little Johnson?
Landon Johnson.
Landon Johnson, the little brother of Colin.
The little brother.
Who's about 6'1", 6'2", if I remember correctly.
Colin Johnson to his brother Landon, who will keep the Johnson flame burning here at Lee County when Colin moves on next year.
The third Johnson boy to play here in Lee County.
All right, ball is at the 40-yard line. 1st and 10, Lee County, 7:04 to go. And there's T.J. Johnson.
Oh, he runs with a little bit of pop with him. I like it.
Running with authority. There's a lot to like. Now, remember, Lee County went 11-0. One of only 4 teams in the state to go undefeated, then also have their JV go undefeated this year.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well,
so you remember a couple years ago when, people used to say that Lee County JV team could win the conference or be second place in the conference?
They are now.
That's another one of these. Another one of those JV teams.
The pipeline for Coach Bordeaux is just outrageous. He does a great job here at Lee County.
He really does. Johnson hands to Gray. Gray moving the sticks. Will have a first down for the Jackets down around the 25-yard line.
Coach Bordeaux in his second season really took over an amazing program from Burton Cates, who's a storied Hall of Fame coach and has done nothing but grown it even more.
Yeah, I think when Coach Cates left, there were people that thought, man, maybe the Burton and his legacy damages this program on his way out the door. There were
absolutely
Marcus
not.
Gray looking good, carrying the load, carrying that rock all the way down to the 10-yard line, has 15 on the play. Yeah, I think a lot of people were really concerned. Lee County had become a regular in the playoffs, a storied program in and of itself. Coach Cates never able to get them over the hump, though. And the story may be moving forward what they were able to do after
got
he
them
left.
over the hump. Yeah.
So we shall see. Colin Johnson from the gun, hands to Marcus Gray. Marcus stacked up in the backfield, going down. Nowhere to go that time. 2nd and goal coming up from just outside the 10-yard line. 5 minutes and change to go in the ball game. Nice that in a playoff game you can get some of these young men reps that haven't gotten them this year.
I'm sure Eastern Guilford was not looking for that tonight, though.
Well, and to be fair, the first half we had a pretty even matchup.
Yeah.
Things kind of got away from Eastern Guilford in the second half, but they've got nothing to be ashamed of.
As a 16 seed, they came in, they threw all their punches. I tell you, this team came out, did a really good job, played a pretty clean football game in considering all the weather factors and all those variables. They're still out there fighting. Got to give it. It's a good batch. This is a good 6-5 ball club.
It really is.
This is a dangerous 6-5 ball club.
It really, really is. All right, Johnson from the gun. 3rd and goal. Fakes.
Colin
Johnson into the end zone. Touchdown for the senior quarterback, and it's fitting that he puts a bow on this game. That'll take us to 40-7. 4:06 to go in the ball game. Come on, Coach, run the clock. Come on, give him the high sign. Tell him to run that clock. Underwood yet again to add an extra point. Hold is down. Kick is up. Kick is good. 41-7 Jackets. 4:06 to go. We'll be back with the kickoff and put this one to bed.
"90 years ago, First Bank was founded. You know First Bank, the one where you are greeted by name, the one dedicated to the community, and the one born in the heart of the Carolinas.
We help our customers to realize their dreams by providing financial solutions and building trusted relationships. Hi, I'm David Fashee, and we are First Bank.
County didn't get out to the quickest of starts. But in the end, this game looks a lot like most observers would have expected it to be. 4 minutes to go in the ball game. Lee County up 41-7. This one's easily in hand. What's your takeaway from this, Nate?
This Yellow Jacket team is the real deal. I'm just gonna be honest.
Well,
they're
the state agreed with you when they gave them a 1 seed in the in 3AA playoffs.
I think there was a little bit of chapness last year when they were a 3 seed at an undefeated season. This year, get the 1 seed, get rewarded for it. I mean, these guys.
Well, and
gosh, what a game!
You know, not just were they a 3 seed last year, but then to draw Dudley in the first round.
That's tough. That's not.
And you know, that was something else. And Dudley, a team that probably deserved to be a 14 coming into the playoffs based on their track record, but they had really gotten hot and solved their quarterback problem at the end of the year. They came in here and ended up deep into the playoffs, not really the type matchup you're supposed to get as a 3 seed. This year, Lee County handled business, did everything they needed to do to deserve the 1 seed. Damon Coleman with a nice little hop step there. Gets nothing on the play, though. Looking at the brackets, you know, Coach Purdue, no football coach in the world is ever going to look past, but when I'm looking at the brackets,
Cleveland, round 3.
If we're chalk into round 3, Cleveland, Lee County is going to be an epic matchup. Maybe the best matchup in the entire bracket.
Absolutely.
But we shall see. That's the game people are pointing to. That's the game we're excited about. Lee County, of course, has to win to get through. But that is the game people have got their eyes on. That's really when the state playoffs begin in earnest.
And pending anything crazy happening tonight, which I don't foresee happening, Lee County will be facing the winner of Northern and Southern Alamance. That is being played today as well. So we'll try to get a score for that. See, looks like which one will be 21-0 Southern Alamance according to Mr. McCracken. So looks like Southern Alamance will be making the journey up to Paul B. Gay Stadium. That should be a really good ball game.
All right, I want to check in and see if we can find a Union Pines score. Union Pines, I won't belabor the point, really kind of got hosed during this playoff process.
West Brunswick's up 14-24.
All right, third quarter.
In the third.
Union Pines, I think nobody even considered that they might be a 3AA team.
No.
And they ended up being the third smallest team to get bumped up to 3AA. Some last-minute things, the E.E. Smith game at the last minute sort of tweaked, moved some things around. But Union Pines expected to be a 3A team with a home game. Instead, they go up to 3AA and have to go on the road.
All the way to West Brunswick.
All the way to West Brunswick.
In Leland, North Carolina, if I'm not mistaken.
All right, Kamel Smith making something out of nothing. Nice play by the junior who is not giving up. The first down run goes for 14 and another first down for the Wildcats. 2:41 to go.
I tell you, Chris, that bus ride to Leland, North Carolina and back, that is a cold, long bus ride.
Well, I had a couple opportunities to speak to Coach Lonnie Cox from Union Pines. You know, obviously getting to the playoffs in year one, a great accomplishment. You know, there was no give up in him. He saw the matchup, knew it was going to be tough. They could still pull that out down there, but that Union Pines program moving in the right direction.
Oh, boy. They're going to be contenders. I'd consider them already contenders.
Well,
but the next 3 years, I think they're –
I'm going to tell you something right now, Nate, that, you know, since the inception of the Tri-County 6 Conference, preseason it's been Lee County with Southern Lee plugged in at that 2 spot since the conference was founded. Next year,
transfer of power.
I like Harnett Central a lot. And Union Pines has shown they can make a case to be the second best team in this conference. Now, to be fair, Union Pines does graduate a lot of talent this offseason, but so does Southern Lee. We talked about that earlier. The team I like at number 2 at this point, and I know it's a year away, is Harnett Central.
Harnett Central's the real deal now. That coach down there, he'll be in year 4 or 5, and has really done a good job You know, that Hornet Central School there in Littleton always has talent. They always have kids. It's just, can they put it all together on the field? And I think he's getting them there.
Yeah, I like that ball club a lot. They played Lee County as tough as anybody in the first half of their game with them. And it came down to literally the last play of the game against Southern Lee. Southern Lee escaped with a one-touchdown win. All right, 2.5 to go here from Sanford. Lee County out in front comfortably, but a score that really doesn't tell the tale of what this game looked like for the first, I don't know.
One Monday after high school football is done, I'll call into your show from the cheap seats Mondays from 9 to 11, and we'll go over predictions for the 2020 football season.
Okay. All right.
I've got a bold Southern Lee football prediction.
Wow.
I'll
be very interested to hear that. All right, 2nd and 10 coming up for the Wildcats.
And I'm going to bet Lee County's 11-0 until they prove me wrong.
Well, you know, Coach Perdue in year 2 took over this squad with a lot of the contracts already in place for preseason.
Yep.
And we talked about Coach Cates. Coach Cates' philosophy was pad your schedule, get in work in the preseason. He wasn't trying to schedule anybody that was going to scare him.
Let's be honest.
Ball's out.
He was padding his wins.
Lee County has it again.
Let's be honest.
That's Nathan Cochrane saying that.
Absolutely.
I just want to say.
He was padding wins. He was chasing that winningest coach in North Carolina history, which he achieved.
Lee County with the turnover will have it going the other way, 1st and 10, and they have cleared the bench at this point.
Good for them. Good for these guys.
It's good.
They go out there, they work all summer, all through the dog days of June and July, August.
All right, and you're getting your first look for a lot of you at Will Patterson, number 14, the sophomore quarterback who's been the backup to Colin Johnson. I talked with Colin this week about their relationship, and he told me how he feels like Will is ready to take the reins next year and be the guy, maybe a little bit more so than Colin was when he took over the job as a sophomore.
That was kind of out of necessity, if I remember correctly, though. Colin was kind of thrown in baptism by fire. Obviously worked out well for him. But
all right, so back to my point where you decided to, you know, take a swing at Coach Cates.
Not a swing.
The Hall of Famer.
Not a swing, just a statement.
The Hall of Fame coach. But they, you know, it was almost a punchline here locally about the preseason schedule for Lee County.
I mean Warren County.
Annually.
Come on.
Just saying.
Come on.
However, Coach Perdue, who is not chasing any kind of records, his belief is he wants to play the very best.
Absolutely.
And he has run up into the biggest problem he's found is, first of all, that he has to honor these contracts that already exist. But the other piece is, you know, trying to schedule the best programs in the state. They're not excited about playing Lee County.
No, absolutely not.
So we'll see over the next year or two if he can get the Pinecrests and the Scotlands and the Aberdeens and the other powerhouses from this region. I would love to see them play Terry Sanford every year.
Absolutely.
So we shall see. Of course, you know, we have a realignment going on for the state.
And then
next
Terry
year
Sanford's
could be
conference could be a very realistic.
It absolutely could be. So just so that you know how this works, the realignment is going on as we speak. Next year will not be affected. So everybody's going to stay where they're at next year as far as classification and conference. The year after, though, you can expect everything to be turned on its ear.
2021.
And at that point, I would suspect Lee County and Southern Lee will not still be in the same conference. That seems to be the consensus at both schools, which is really going to kind of be sad.
Yeah, it'll be the end of the era.
Kind of be sad. However, you know, you got to think that those teams will manage to continue to play one another. The talk is that they do it week 1. I really don't like that.
I love it.
Ah, man.
I love it.
I don't like that at all. I say get to week 3 or 4, you know, get things rolling.
See, my philosophy is everyone in Lee County is going to be at the Southern Lee County football game.
All right, clock is inside 50 seconds here. They're keeping the offense on the field 4th and 15 from their own 11-yard line.
They're going to run all the way down, call a timeout, put the punt crew on.
That does appear to be what's going on. And this will be the first punt of the night for Lee County, if I'm not mistaken. Or did they punt one earlier? I can't even remember.
I don't think they punted one.
I don't think they have either. Yes, they did, because we admired how well Underwood punted into the wind. All right, clock is down to 15 seconds. They're walking it down. Just let this thing go to zeros. 12.6 left. They call the delay a game. There is no timeout. Now what you gonna do, Coach? They're gonna bring the punt team out, and Trey Underwood will put this thing into the air. If you're Eastern Guilford, do you come after this kick? I would. I'd bring 11 guys and go after this thing and try and block the punt.
I want it out of pure respect for Coach Bordeaux. I don't want to risk anyone getting injured. We play it safe. Get out of here. You know, you don't want to injure, Mr. Underwood or someone.
And Eastern Guilford's not. They're gonna play it safe. It looks like. Oh, they wound the clock. Looky there. They're not going to have to punt it. Coming out of the delay of game penalty, they wind the clock, and that'll be your ball game. That was an interesting turn of events. 41-7 is your final score from here in Sanford. We'll take a quick break and be back to put a bow on this first-round victory for the Yellow Jackets.
It happens only once a year. The classic Nissan of Sanford Black Friday sales event is on, with Black Friday savings all month long. Shop our huge selection of over 300 new Nissans. Get the area's lowest prices and payments, low financing rates, and more for your trade. Lease the 2019 Nissan Sentra for $199 a month, or lease the 2019 Nissan Kicks for $299 a month. Shop the Black Friday sales event going on now at Classic Nissan of Sanford or ClassicNissanSanford.com.
Welcome to the First Bank Postgame Show.
All right, welcome to the First Bank Postgame Show. Chris Delambert, Nathan Cochrane. It's been a long, cold night that this one ended up the way we and everybody else in Lee County wanted with a Yellow Jacket victory. This one, the thing that concerns me with this team is always looking into the future. Every time I think that they prove me wrong and show that they're in the moment. It took them a little while to shake off the cold here and get the offense going, but in the end, they win this one going away. Nothing really surprising tonight, I don't think. The ball or the defense for Lee County dominated up front, which is where they're always going to, and they were able to run the ball effectively. A.J. Bulware doing the lion's share, but getting an assist from, of all places, the quarterback, Colin Johnson, showing that he is a dual threat.
Absolutely.
He will not be denied. Your last thoughts as we put a cherry on top of this Sunday.
One thing we thought we saw second half for Lee County, I think the major adjustment coming in to really take hold of this game is we saw both offensive and defensive line resetting the line of scrimmage. I mean, really second half, that defensive line of Eastern Guilford was not a factor. They did not make the big plays they did first half. So that whatever adjustments Lee County made at halftime could have been tired from Eastern Guilford. I don't know what the variables were to change that. But that change, I really believe, is what put this game into control. Because you're right. I mean, at halftime, this was a ball game. Well, we were sitting here thinking this could be an all-nighter. But Lee County comes out, takes care of business. Looking forward to next week. Looks like Southern Alamante's early projections here at Paul B. Gay Stadium. Hopefully a little bit better weather conditions. But overall, Colin Johnson did a great job at quarterback, managed the game really well. Quarterback never wants to be called a game manager, but he did a great job managing the game, managing the clock. When snaps went awry, which are bound to happen in this cold, wet temperatures, weather, he handled it well. Made some plays with his feet, made a few plays with his arm. Great night for that young man.
Yep, senior quarterbacks are they're gonna make plays for you.
That's right.
And we're underclassmen are gonna fail. Senior quarterbacks have a tendency to get things done, and we saw both sides of the ball. The quarterback faced with adversity, bad snaps, plays breaking down. Colin Johnson always seemed to get something done in those circumstances. Great win for the Jackets. They're hyped. This is just one of 5 wins that they want to put together, so they'll be focused on. It looks like Southern Alamance, but we won't know for another 15 or 20 minutes. And then they're on a collision course for a third-round matchup with Cleveland. That's got to get you excited, man. Get your blood going.
The Friday after Thanksgiving.
It's going to be something else.
Oh, I love it.
Going to be something else. We'll be here. Hope you will too. This has been the NFHS Game of the Week. This was the First Bank post-game show. Any last words, Nate?
Looking forward to next week with everybody.
Yes,
Make
sir.
sure to tune in and watch.
We will be here. I'm Chris Delambert. This is Nathan Cochrane. Peace.
Thanks for watching the Game of the Week on the NFHS Network.